I think we are live or no?
Well, it shows live, but then it also shows that it's publishing. See, 30%. So
Yeah.
I think we're 30% live. Now we're live. There we go. Hey,
Hello.
what's going on, guys? It's Steve and Susanna.
Yep.
Marie is in her room. She's kind of whoops, this way. Sorry. She's kind of resting a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Let's give everybody
Every
a chance.
time she can wake up.
Let's make sure we got audio here. Double check.
Doesn't sleep usually too long.
This is what time is it? 8 o'clock. So yeah, it's like her little bit of a fussy time right now. So
Hello,
anyway.
Natasha.
Hey Natasha, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Just hanging out here for a second, give people a chance. I don't know if we logged on a little early. We may have connected a little bit early, so let's give it a second.
No, usually this is our
No?
time.
So
This from 8 o'clock.
So how was baby Marie? Tell me what happened. Marie was going to sit with us for this little live stream, and then
We decided to do a little bit earlier
yeah.
because she became like fussy. She started crying. I said, let me put her asleep, give her bed, do a little bit massage for her. That massage helped a lot.
It does help, huh?
Yeah.
You started doing the massage this week, right?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Straight after bed, a little bit, not too much. Her hands and legs, that helps a lot.
Good. Yeah, she's resting a little bit. We may bring her out in a second, or not in a second. I got a feeling she's going to wake up, just from my voice.
No, if you talk like this, she will not wake
You
up.
don't think she'll hear it?
We have that white noise.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so the white noise is playing in the background. So hopefully that'll help keep her sleeping. Hopefully that'll help keep her sleeping. So, well, let's see. Let's give it a couple more minutes. Let's see. What else can we
Natasha
talk about?
said, "How I'm doing good."
She had the day off. Good for you. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, today we worked this morning a little bit, did some of our work, and then we've kind of had a lazy day today.
Not lazy, a
Well-
little bit resting day.
I had a lazy day. She's the one with
I
the
don't
baby
have
all day,
lazy
so I
all
can't.
day,
Yeah, I'm
all
not
night.
going to call your day
all
lazy.
night, all day, all night. I don't have any like lazy.
Yeah, that's not fair. I'm not going to call your day lazy.
Yeah, you didn't have lazy. You just rest a little bit. Who
I
said
did.
that you all week you have to like 24-hour work? Not
Yeah.
24-hour, but minimum 12 hours you're working.
That's true. And
Hi, Kathy.
hey, Kathy, how are you? Look, you got to see our stream this time. We're all doing well. Baby Marie is doing well. We were just saying at the beginning that she's actually sleeping right now. I got a feeling she'll wake up at some point during this live stream, but
Yeah.
right now she's taking a nap.
She is not sleeping too long.
No.
Very rare. Sometimes it happens that she can sleep like 3 hours. Yeah.
She was a little fussy before we started to do the live stream, so we said let's put her to bed for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let her kind of take
That
a
will
nap.
help. And
then,
I hope she will not cry when she will wake up.
yeah,
She'll be more quiet.
we'll bring her back. We'll bring her back. She's now the superstar.
Yeah.
She's superstar Marie, superstar Disney princess.
I
Everybody wants to
noticed
see the
the baby
princess.
come more to see the Marie than us.
Yeah, everybody wants to see the baby. She's coming. Don't worry, guys. And she's in a cute little outfit, so it'll be cool. Well, anyway, I guess should I start the video then? What I was to talk about? So the big thing I guess I wanted to talk about was the big news, really, of the week for Orlando. HHN Hollywood Horror Nights canceled.
Yeah.
Canceled, closed. No Hollywood Horror Nights 30 this year. Wah, wah, wah. Now, how do I firstly feel about it? I expected it. I think from what
You were asking. Do you remember you
was
asked
so
me?
funny.
You asked how they will do the horror night.
literally like the day before we were talking about HHN and how they would be able to do horror nights with social distancing and with the virus and yada yada yada. And I was saying it's impossible. There's no way. And sure enough, they canceled it the next day. So it's not a surprise. I mean, I'll say this. I am a Horror Nights fan. I enjoy it. It's fun. But honestly, I've only been twice. And that's since I've moved down here. I've never been before, like as a vacationer. So just never timed vacations.
Never before you came for horror nights.
No.
So the very first time we have been together.
Yeah.
I have been only one time.
You went the first.
But I
you
wasn't
were here.
interested the previous time to come with you.
It's a little tough, right? It's a little scary.
I don't remember I was pregnant by that time. No.
No, year
No,
before.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're talking about we're going back 1 year. So year before, no. Hey, Matthew. I think Matthew popped into the stream. Hey, Matthew.
Hey, Matthew.
Our friends are, and hey, Christine. One of their friends is watching too.
Hello.
Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope little baby Ferguson is a little quieter. I hope he's feeling better today.
I like him. He's so
Yeah, baby Ferguson is
he's
a cute little boy.
Very soon I will upload some Marie's picture too in our group.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to do some. I did some picture for second month, so I have to do couple more with her outfits.
Yeah.
So I want to put the Marie during 2 months picture.
Mm-hmm.
Few picture. I don't know how many it will be, but during this 2 months I will upload some picture for Marie.
Yeah.
So guys, they can see that.
Yeah. But I mean, well, let's keep it going then about the Horror Nights thing. So with Horror Nights, there was no way that they were going to be able to do that. It's impossible with the virus going on, with social distancing, limited capacity. I'm assuming most people that are watching this video after it's already gone on, obviously this is the live part, but if you're watching it tomorrow or the next day or something, you're probably a HHN fan, and you know that it's just so crowded. There's just no way around it. It is such a crowded event. It's the biggest Halloween event in the world. Yeah. The Orlando one is the biggest one in the world. And there's just no way that you're going to socially distance that. It's all the houses. Not only are you packed waiting just to enter Universal for Horror Nights, you're packed in those lines getting into those houses. I mean, like the Stranger Things house, the first year we waited 3 hours, 4 hours.
Oh my God! Yeah, about 4 hours.
We didn't know. We were green. We didn't know, and I went last year by myself. And I definitely got the express pass, which you just have to do. There's just no way. I don't understand how you would ever do Horror Nights without that pass. You have to put that into your annual budget and make sure you get yourself the pass. But so anyway, waiting in those super, super long lines for the houses, it's already going to be crowded. I mean, even with limited capacity, then how does it even become profitable for them to limit capacity? They have to hire all those extra actors, extra workers, people to build the sets. It's just...
What about that much people to have that distance?
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's the thing too. Everyone's got to be 6 feet apart in the line. There's just no way. There's nowhere to put the crowd. There's nowhere to run the queues. You can't have switchbacks where people are passing each other in the queues constantly like they do. Like I know, like the line for... I always think of Stranger Things, which is over there by the stage. I can't remember what they call that stage, but the stage by Rip Ride Rocket. I mean, it's just switchback after switchback and switchback after switchback. So people would just be going face to face, face to face. There's no way to put plexiglass there because it's temporary lines. And then once you get into the houses, everyone's breathing the same air. I'm assuming those buildings maybe have one AC system, 2 AC systems. So you're recycling air, hoping AC filters are filtering what they're supposed to. I was even thinking, like when you go through those houses, it's so dark. Sometimes you touch something like a wall because you're getting disoriented, or they use those plastic sheets of plastic. I don't know, like to separate the rooms, that you kind of have to open yourself. Like they wouldn't have obviously been able to put those there because you can't have thousands of people touching the same thing. And then you're going to have those actors in those houses. Being exposed to thousands of strangers.
No, it's no way.
In those houses. So yeah, there was just no way.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that Universal waited so long to announce they were canceling it. And actually, the interesting thing is they even are still... Okay, I don't know, you don't know this, but one of the big things is they have their gift shop kind of over there by the Jimmy Fallon area. And they call it the Tribute Store, and it's where they sell like all those super cool... merchandise, the Horror Nights merchandise. So they even still went ahead and built like that front facade, and they laid that all out. As far as I know, it's not open yet. I know there's been rumors moving around on Twitter that like it might be opening soon. So I don't know if they're just going to open that anyway to sell merchandise that they already had produced for the event, and maybe they're going to sell merchandise online. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. Maybe y'all already know that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm actually surprised they waited this long to announce that they weren't going to do it, because I know they had been... like team members at Universal, like if you called like to make a vacation reservation, they were saying that the event was still on. They were still going to do it. Book your reservation, buy your Horror Nights tickets, get your hotel, blah blah blah. But it didn't happen. So you know what? HHN 30, we'll be doing it next year, 2021. Fingers crossed, we'll be going next year. I noticed, Kathy, you were saying, Kathy said the virus, it's just too risky. And she said, Disney obviously they canceled Mickey's Not So Scary, I was getting ready to say something else.
Mickey
But they
Merry
canceled.
Christmas.
Well, yeah, that's another one to talk about. They already canceled Mickey's Not So Scary well in advance, which I think was a good move just to get that out of the way. But yeah, actually talk about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which as far as, that's still on. Whether that's going to happen or not, I think the odds are pretty small. And I think we'll probably hear pretty soon that it's, that the Christmas party is canceled.
Matthew said he was being surprised too that the Halloween Horror Nights was canceled.
Well, that was the thing, Matthew. Yeah, because they had been saying that I thought it was going to open. I was actually kind of surprised. Like the tribute store is there. They've decked it out. They've built it. Like I even think they were letting some people come in sometimes, even though it wasn't officially open. I was surprised. Maybe it was a last minute thing. Maybe it was with this last week of coronavirus, unfortunate, the death count or mortality count, whatever you want to call it, rising in Florida. So maybe that just finally, they just said no. And maybe it had something to do with, just sitting here thinking, the RNC, the Republican National Convention, I know part of it or a big part of it was going to be up in Jacksonville. And finally they canceled that. So maybe they said look, if, they're canceling that event, it's just time just to cancel this one too. If God forbid something happens, we don't want to have, bad PR that we did this event.
Even if they will not cancel the people, that much people, either way they will not go before virus.
Well, I don't know. Here's the weird thing with Horror Nights. Who goes to Horror Nights? If you looked at if you could pull the demo, the demographics, it's probably the majority is ages, teenagers, 16 years old to mid 30s. I'm sure that's a huge chunk of that demographic that goes to Horror Nights every year. And those same people are the people right now in Florida that are spreading the coronavirus because they're not staying home, or they're going to the bars, they're going out to eat all the time. And, I don't know, maybe they might have still gone. I think Horror Nights is a crazy one. People that like Horror Nights, they love it, I should say. They really love Horror Nights. And you have dedicated people that go every year. They won't miss it. They research it. It's a huge fandom that surrounds Hollywood Horror Nights, Universal Horror Nights. So, I actually think a lot of people still would have gone. Now, the thing is, if you limited the capacity, then it gets back to everything else with tourism right now and just everything else going on right now. Is it profitable for Universal? If they can only let in 20% or 25% capacity, whatever that number is going to be, is it profitable? Does it make sense? Can they afford to have the houses? It's a lot of houses they have to build. And every year, the expectation is for something to be, especially Horror Nights, every year it's supposed to be bigger and better, more houses, more scare actors, more scare zones. All that stuff costs money. It's got to make sense. The other big thing with Horror Nights, maybe that compared to Mickey's Not So Scary, is the drinking aspect. A lot of alcohol is consumed at Horror Nights. It's a big, because it's a different demographic of people. That it's more, younger people, not children so much, but young people who maybe want to have alcoholic beverages and that type of stuff. And it's hard. You can't drink with a mask on, so you have to find a place to sit or somewhere to go, have an alcoholic beverage. And people start drinking, a little bit of a rowdiness can come out of people. And in that sense, then people stop following the 6-foot distance. When someone's drunk or intoxicated, they won't put the mask on correctly, or they might get too close to the person in line. And, it's maybe they could have done away with alcohol, but I don't know that would have really necessarily helped either. So we'll keep going on Universal in a second. Let's hop in the comments. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Matthew said that Ferguson's feeling much better. Awesome. Great news.
The baby.
Yeah, little baby Ferguson's feeling much better.
We are thinking about our baby too, that we have to take for vaccine.
Yeah, right? Her shots are coming up. Her 2-month vaccine, which has been pushed back to next month because the virus is so prevalent here in Florida that her pediatric doctor basically just said, you can wait another 4 weeks. There's no issue. Y'all are staying home. You're masked. You're not going out in public anyway, so just wait 1 more month. So that's what we're kind of doing. But, yeah, we've heard that it can be...
If it was my choice, I will not take her. She's still small to take that shot.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
She's got to get them, though. It's important, you know? Yeah, Matthew said that Mickey's Not So Scary was canceled back in June. Yep. Hey, Mike, how are you out in Lake Alfred?
Hey, Mike.
Very nice to see you, buddy. He said some of that Universal merchandise could end up at the Lakeland Antique Mall. It's possible. It's possible.
They did recently that sale, right?
They did the garage sale, they called it. Yeah, that was about 2 weeks ago. The Universal, and I would have loved to have gone because
It's not fair we couldn't go.
Well, I'm trying to think. Last year, I don't think they did it. I feel like they announced they were going to.
Yeah, but
they never did it or something. Somehow I missed it.
Did.
Last year, did it? Maybe they did do it.
They said they are going to do. They didn't tell any date.
Maybe that's.
But then they did recently when it was the virus.
Yes,
and we didn't go, but a lot of people they went.
Yes.
Right.
The unit. If you guys aren't familiar,
I'm just curious how they figure it out that they are selling. They are doing that garage sale.
Well, I mean, yeah, Universal's got their dedicated hardcore fans too, just like Disney, and
maybe
they're
through their employer.
No, they find out through like Twitter. Universal makes some announcements.
Yeah.
They might not go way out of their way to advertise their garage sale. Mm-hmm. They may not like publish it to the whole world, but they publish it. Universal's pretty active on Twitter, so they may make like a little announcement. I can't remember where I saw it because I knew about the garage sale this year. I just knew we weren't going to go because only like 2-3 weeks ago, and I saw pictures of it on Twitter. It looked great. I mean, it's just box after box after box after box of lanyards, Universal T-shirts, Horror Nights, Harry Potter merchandise. I mean, you name it, all that Dr. Seuss stuff, and what am I trying to say? The Grinch, anything you can think of at Universal merch-wise, it ends up at that garage sale, and it's there for pennies on the dollar. And the pictures I saw, though, it was packed. It's packed. It was tons of people were in the building, and so would have I loved to have gone? Yes, but in 2020, no. So I would assume that if merchandise for these events has to be made well in advance, so Universal has to spend tons of money on Horror Nights merchandise, whether it's the lanyards, the T-shirts, the hats, light up things, all the stuff that they sell, the super cool stuff they sell at Universal Horror Nights. That stuff is made months in advance, if not a year in advance. I mean, it just goes way, way, way back because it has to be designed, then it has to be produced, it has to be shipped, it has to be, it's just a large process. So odds are the HHN 30 merchandise, I mean, we know it exists, the merchandise already exists, so I guess maybe they're going to sell some of it online, and then maybe some of it's just going to end up at the garage sale. My only thing is, because I'm not a huge Horror Nights person, I probably should research this or read about this. Maybe they're just going to hold on to that merchandise for next year. I don't know, because here's the thing, it'll still be called, as far as I know, HHN 30. It's not like called Hollywood Horror Nights 2020. It's called HHN 30. So next year would be it's just still going to be HHN 30.
I noticed they are not changing their merchandise that often like this.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's still going to be the same event. It's just being postponed by 1 year.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just going to postpone putting the merchandise out for sale. Maybe it'll just be stored until next year.
Yeah, probably.
Unless they actually have some time-sensitive merchandise like snacks and maybe some of the stuff that can go bad if it sits for 12 months in a warehouse.
Check eBay.
Check eBay, yeah. I'm sure it'll end up on there, or it's going to end up somewhere. So that's actually interesting to think about. I actually do a little more reading about the HHN merchandise.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. What am I missing in the comments? They've canceled. Matthew said they canceled the wine and dine. Pretty sure the party is Christmas party's toast too. I mean, it makes sense. Everything else is canceled. It's parade related or stage show related, and I mean, with the capacity, you guys see the videos and stuff on YouTube. The capacity in these parks. Although I will say this today, the parks looked a little busier. I saw somebody's video today. I can't remember whose it was. Like the Magic Kingdom, it looked a little bit busier.
Really?
So maybe they're starting to up the capacity a little bit. Now they've been open for a week or two, and they can handle the crowd better, that type of thing. So, but again, it's the same deal though. If the capacity is really, really low, Disney has to, for like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas, they have to bring in more character. What's the word I'm trying to say? The actors, the performers and stuff to do the parades and all that type of stuff, and it just costs money to run these, to run those evenings and stuff. They have to be able to sell the tickets, which actually I think they could sell those tickets because I think people again are very passionate about, Mickey's Not So Scary and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas, just like they are about Horror Nights. Although Horror Nights I think is on its own level, so. Mike said that he went to the Lakeland Antique Mall and the Disney Universal merchandise. It was emptied out. You know what? I think that what is it? Paging Mr. Morrow's video. I bet you he sent some people over there. He sent some traffic. I didn't know anything about it. I never knew that they were selling that stuff like that over that outlet mall. So I'm sure that once some people saw that video, they got excited and they headed over there and started buying up some of the stuff to decorate their houses and get some cool pieces. I think I shared it I shared it to the Facebook group. They're doing a online auction of some super cool Disneyland like memorabilia. But it also is Disney World memorabilia. Even though it's called like Disneyland 65th, it's Disney World memorabilia as well. And even if you go through that pamphlet and look through it, they even give you like what they estimate that the target like auction price they think it's going to be, like between $200 and $400 or $300 and $600. So if you're looking for some unique pieces, some historical or some collectible memorabilia at Disneyland and World, take a look at that link I shared in the group or whatever that's got the booklet or the pamphlet or whatever of the merchandise or the items that are going to be up for auction. It's pretty cool if you're into that type of collecting stuff. I know when I watched Nate's video, the thing I liked the most was they had from Beaches and Cream, they had the table and chair set.
No, really?
I would love that table and chair set. Yeah, I mean, the Beaches and Cream table and chairs, if you guys have been there, which I'm sure a lot of you have, it's classic. It's that retro 1950s look. And it was very heavy. I always remember, like, when you would go to Beaches and Cream, and we haven't even been since they remodeled it. We haven't had a chance to go since they redid it and reopened. But that's disappointing. I wonder if they'll do it to go. I wouldn't mind getting like a burger and ice cream from Beaches tonight. We might wrap the stream up right now so you get a burger. No, but no, the table and chairs at Beaches and Cream, they were very heavy. So like when someone would get up or sit down, like on the floor, you could hear it scraping on the floor. I would have loved to have had the Beaches and Cream table and chairs. I'm sure somebody got those. We needed a truck to pick those up with. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Mike's talking about the vaccine. Yeah, I mean, everything hinges on a vaccine. That's what it comes down to. Everything, or some type of miracle cure where you pop a pill and you're back to normal. But, the Beaches and chairs. Yeah, Mike said the chairs were gone.
It's gone?
Beaches and Cream chairs were gone. No, Mike, everything hinges on the vaccine. That's why when people always say, do you think this is going to happen? Do you think Disney's going to do this or that or Universal this? I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Without a vaccine, so many things are up in the air. Like when people try to guess, like, when is Disney Cruise Line going to sail again? Like, I don't know. They need a vaccine first. I mean, when is that going to happen? I don't know. The vaccine first. It's, you can't put somebody on a cruise ship, lock the door, and push them out into the middle of the ocean and be out there with 3,500 other people, if not more, wondering if one person is going to spread a virus. That if one person on a ship catches a virus, now we're stuck at sea and we can't get back.
I hope that
it's a
vaccine
disaster.
will come soon.
I mean, there's a couple of candidates. They use that word. There's a couple of candidates out there. The sound, they say, very promising. Moving into phase 3, the final trial, where they're going to give them to thousands of people. There you go, the Moderna one Matthew's talking about. Start on Monday. That's the one I'm thinking of. Okay, and if it passes phase 3, I guess then it goes into production. I know, like the U.S. government's already, from what I understand, they're already producing, or so I don't know. They've dumped billions of dollars already into this to get this fast tracked or whatever. But then you just have to wait to see when it's actually dispersed to the public. I know Fauci said something about maybe not until the first couple of months into 2021. So is that like next April, next May? I don't know. The sooner, I say the sooner the better, but then I know a lot of people, including myself, you, are hesitant a little bit about a vaccine that it's so new. I don't like to say untested because it's tested.
But they are going to test, right? Before
They're testing.
to start.
Yeah, of course. Like Matthew was saying, like this phase 3 trial Moderna's doing, that's going to be tested on maybe I think it's a big test, 30, 40,000 people. So it's a lot of people. But there's just something weird about oh gosh, I was one of the first people to get the vaccine. What does it do to me 10 years from now? But I also look at it this way, because I always say vaccines used to take 10 years to develop, right? But now we're fast tracking this thing. Within hopefully 12 to 18, 24 months we'll have a vaccine. But also I think about where we are in technology in 2020. Like medical technology is so advanced. Mm-hmm. I understand, like, normally it takes 10 years to make a vaccine versus we're going to try and do this in a year, if not even shorter. I think they already were pumping this vaccine into people I think they tested someone first in Washington State, like when this virus started coming into the United States. They were that quick on it. Mm. So I understand, like, we're doing it a lot quicker, but also the technology is just a lot faster. Surgery in 1975 is not surgery in 2020,
Of course.
Medical treatments in 1960 are not medical treatments in 2020. We're so advanced. Mm-hmm. You know what? If they can make a vaccine this quick, good for us. Let's take advantage of it. Let's, hey, you can make its car self-drive? Awesome. We couldn't do that in 1945 either. So, I hear baby. Baby is awakening. Yeah, so let's see. I'll read a few comments then. Why Mama goes and checks on baby Marie, because it sounds like she is waking up. Retro is. If it passes phase 3, it goes into production, but they are talking about we will need the vaccine and then a booster. So if it goes into, Matthew said if it goes into phase 3, then it goes into production. That's part of the fast tracking, I believe, right? Where the government is already pumping the money out there to them, or however. Is this the one that even might be distributed by the U.S. military? I'm not sure. There's so much out there. I'm not going to lie. I haven't researched vaccines either, but they're talking about where we will need a vaccine and then a booster. Booster shot makes sense. The one thing I think with this is if it's like the flu, where the flu changes. I don't know if y'all can hear the baby or not, but she's talking to Mama in the other room. If it's like the flu, where it changes every year, we know this virus mutates because they keep saying there's multiple strains of it. So does that mean that we have to get boosters, or we have to get revaccinated every year or every 6 months? Yeah, I don't know. It's scary. I would like to just have a one and done and be done with it and never have to worry about it again, like many other vaccines or something. Mike, I know you're watching the Disney financials, the markets. Disney stock was down. On August 4th is the big day. Yeah, August 4th will definitely be tuned into that conference call, the earnings call for Disney on August 4th. If you guys don't know, August 4th is the next earnings call for the Walt Disney Company. The two Bobs, I assume, will be on that one and giving us information on this disaster quarter. The earnings call will take into account the shutdown. So it'll be interesting to see just how bad or devastating it's been for the Walt Disney Company. We pretty much know that it's been bad or devastating, but I guess we'll get a better insight into that on August 4th. So it's a big, big day. August 4th is a big day. And he said, you moved your buy to $85. You know what? $85 is fair. I mean, I don't know. You know what? I can't answer the Disney, a stock call either, because that hinges on a vaccine too, man. I mean, if there's some breakthrough,
he's coming.
And we have a vaccine by October, November, or December, I think Disney stock explodes. But if there's a delay or this phase 3 trial doesn't work out, then it could be a disaster. Say hello, honey.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing, everybody?
Oh my goodness, look at this little outfit. How cute.
Yeah, this is Cinderella.
Yeah. Oh my
Cinderella.
goodness. Look at the little bow on my baby girl. Oh. Say hi to everybody. Say, I'm sorry, I just woke up. I just woke up. I wanted to say hello. Yeah.
She did like this.
We're talking about Disney and Universal and Horror
You
Nights.
want to hold her?
Yeah. You can't go to Horror Nights this year anyway. You could go to Horror Nights in about 15 years. You got a long way to go. It'll be Horror Night 45 by the time she can go to Horror Nights. Maybe even Horror Nights 50. It might be Horror Nights 50 by the time you get to go. Oh, give you a little little kiss. So cute. You see yourself on the camera? You see yourself on the camera? Say hello, everybody.
Kathy, she said that she's like a doll.
She is like a doll, Kathy. She's a little doll. Thank you.
By the way, we bought this outfit with the gift. that they give.
Yeah, Kathy gave us a very nice, generous gift, Kathy. Thank you so much. Marie loves these little outfits. Yes, they're very cool. You got, I think I mentioned this last time, but we got the mermaid, Cinderella,
It's a set.
Belle, and one other one, right?
The pants is coming
Rapunzel?
separate.
Oh, it's a
No, Ariel.
Rapunzel?
Aurora.
Oh, Princess Aurora. That's
Who
what
is
it
your
was.
one? She's smiling. Look.
Yeah.
She's smiling.
Good baby. We're just telling all these people about what's going on in this crazy world of theme parks that we want to go back inside of. We have to wait a little longer. You'll beat Mickey Mouse soon, though. Don't worry. Let's see. So while you're being a good little girl, I'm going to keep talking, okay?
Yeah.
Mike said, I'm good with the vaccine and the booster if it makes me safe and those around me safer. Yeah, man, I agree. I think they said that they were looking for a vaccine efficacy. I can't say that word. If the vaccine needs to work about 70% of the time in order to get that global herd immunity that we keep hearing about. So if we can get a large group of people to take the vaccine, of that large group, 70 or whatever it is, 80% are have a successful run on that vaccine, then hopefully that'll create the herd immunity we need. This vaccine will just the virus will just kind of disappear from the shores of America, which would be great.
And they said as much as people getting that virus, that virus becoming weaker. Like
I read
mutation.
I read a study out of it was from a doctor about a month ago in Italy. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what his research was. Again, I don't know what exactly. Just I read the story a little bit online, and he was saying that he believes that the virus that's circulating, or the form of COVID-19 that's circulating now, it may not be as lethal as what was circulating, for example, in his home country, in Italy, a few months ago when so many people were, losing their lives or were really struggling over there. So maybe that's true. Maybe it has mutated to a weaker form. I don't know, but then again, here in in the state of Florida, we're losing, unfortunately, it's terrible, over 100 lives a day over the last couple of days. Yeah. It's just terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So sometimes you almost feel guilty even thinking and talking about things like theme parks when people are suffering.
Right?
Like
it's
this.
still climbing. It's not
like a peak. I mean, I think today was about 12,000 new cases every day in Florida. It's somewhere between 10 and 12,000. 10 and 12,000 people. So it's a serious situation. Yeah. It really is, especially in certain areas of the country. It's a serious situation. And, what are you going to do? You just have to be patient. I think that's the hardest part. I will say, for me, I'm sure for everybody, it's just patience.
Yeah.
We really want to get back to doing everything. I've told her how many times over the last 48 hours. I've said, you know what? I'm going to go back to the park and I want to make a video. I want to go see the merchandise. I just want to go see the parks. Mm-hmm. And then I start thinking about it after my wife tells me, when she reminds me of all the negative to doing that right now, especially with the newborn baby in the house. Yeah. And immediately it's like, no, can't do that. So it's hard. It is hard. And that's petty. I'm talking about I want to go do something fun that's unnecessary. Mm-hmm. But imagine if there's something you really need to do that is necessary and you're putting it off because of the virus. It stinks. Let's see.
I mean, it will not take too long, I think, because we are in 21st century.
Yeah. Mike said, being selfish, I need the stock to drop because I know it's going to explode when things open back up. 40% of the revenue is park driven. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially Walt Disney World Resort here in Orlando. That is
She closed her eyes. That's why I smiled.
That is the Walt Disney, the Disney company's cash cow. That is their little moo, moo. Disney cash cow. And that little cow spits out green dollars all the time for Disney. It's their little slot machine. And fix it that way. There you go. Uh-huh. And they need their cash cow back running at full operation. But Mike, here's the thing. I started playing around with stocks in 2009 or 8. 9, I guess. 08, 09. And at that time, this is a story, I don't know. Let me just say this one thing. When it comes to these live streams, it's always funny. Like I'll try to pick some topics to talk about, but this is why they're fun because you just end up just kind of. We get a chance to talk to you guys about whatever we want to talk about, so it's fun. So
Yeah, of course.
I will tell like a story though, since we're talking about like Disney stock and stuff. And Mike, I'll share this with you, and maybe you've had this happen, or you may have dealt with something like this. But the first time I ever played with stocks was 08, 09. And a friend of mine, wealthy friend of mine, older gentleman, at that time he was buying Bank of America stock. He was buying Bank of America stock. And then at that time he was getting ready to buy Wachovia Bank stock. And he said, man, it's so cheap right now. You should buy it, blah, blah, blah. He said, nothing's going to happen to the U.S. banks because if something happened to the U.S. banks, he said, we'll all be in the bread lines together. We'll all be, suffering together because, he at that time he could never envision that like a major U.S. bank, be like Wells Fargo today, like a major U.S. bank disappearing. So he convinced me to buy a little bit of Wachovia Bank at the time. And if you guys don't know, because I don't even know if Wachovia was, obviously Wachovia wasn't all nationwide, but anyway, Wachovia Bank, if you don't know, ended up basically being consumed by Wells Fargo Bank, and the shareholders of Wachovia Bank didn't make it well. So lo and behold, basically, Wachovia Bank shareholders ended up in the bread lines. Even though I was told by someone that I trusted that would never happen. So my only thing is, I'm not saying that like Disney is not safe to purchase, to buy stock in. But I always remember that because I was like, yeah, this guy's right. Like Wachovia Bank, one of the most powerful banks in America, they're not going anywhere. Like they'll be around forever. But think about it. We lost Washington Mutual back then. We lost Wachovia Bank. We lost Bear Stearns. I mean, you just go through the list of the financial institutions that were gone within a couple of months. Within a few months. Some of them within a few weeks of each other. So we know that Disney is bleeding. Disney, the company, is struggling. They're losing millions a day. And I don't know how they're doing now, operating at the limited capacity that they're doing at, but here, I think a disaster scenario for Disney would be that, like when Matthew talks about this Moderna vaccine and it's now entering phase 3 starting Monday, and a couple of weeks from now we find out that it failed. The vaccine didn't work, or made some people sick, or didn't give people, excuse me, it didn't give people the antibodies that they need. So, you gonna take her?
Yeah.
You sure?
I'll take a little back again.
Okay, but if the vaccine ended up not working, we get bad news out of this phase 3, then what are companies like travel and leisure companies going to do? Because not only are we waiting for the parks to be able to operate at a somewhat normal level, Disney's also waiting for their movies, and that's something else we were going to talk about, or I was going to bring up, is they had to push Star Wars back. Another Star Wars trilogy, not going to lie, I didn't even really understand. I didn't know there was a confirmed third trilogy already confirmed, but apparently there is, and the third trilogy is pushed back now by 1 year till December of 2023. And they're going to release one every other year, so 2023, 2025, and so forth. And it pushed Avatar back. Now, Avatar's been getting pushed back forever, but it is getting pushed back again, and it looks like they're going to alternate Star Wars releases annually with Avatar releases. So Star Wars will come out in 2020. Okay, actually Avatar comes first. So Avatar will be 2022. Star Wars will be 2023. Avatar 2024. So you're going to have this back and forth between these two powerhouse franchises. But you got to have a vaccine. You got to have a vaccine. So yes, as long as we have a vaccine, yes, Disney they should recover from this, I would think. But if you want to be a doom and gloom person, if you just want to look at all the negative, you gotta say that it's grim. The Disney situation is very grim, and I definitely think we haven't seen the worst of it yet for them. August 4th is big, but I mean, you just think about what they're missing out on. No Mickey's Not So Scary, minimal park capacity. I don't know what the resort capacities are right now. Disneyland is still closed. Obviously, if that reopens anytime soon, which we have no idea with the way The government is handling it in California. The governor's handling it in California. But that one could be closed indefinitely for a long. Well, it is closed indefinitely, but it could be through 2022, right? No, 2021. The movie situation. I mean, theaters. Let's just say that let's say we got our vaccine. The theaters are able to reopen starting in January or something. Now we know some theaters are opened, but there's such a limited capacity. Studios can't put films into those theaters because they can't sell enough tickets to make it worth it right now. That's why Mulan has been delayed. But that's why they're showing over here at Universal Studios at the theater. They're like Back to the Future and old Terminators and stuff, which are actually awesome. I would love to go see some classic movies on the big screen. But you can't put a multi-million, $100 million, couple $100 million Star Wars film in a theater that can only seat 25% of its capacity. It doesn't work. And it's just a matter of if those theaters are going to even survive. You need the theaters to survive. So, the movie studio being down, they need to be able to film their live action shows for Disney Plus. They need to be able to make new content. Finally, we got some sports on the TV again. It's just it's an interesting one. I don't know. Let me see in here. What are we looking at? Yeah. No, Mike, I mean, yes, you go with something that's reliable. All I'm saying is, no matter what company it is, anytime you're investing in a company, like I'm not obviously someone to give stock advice. I'm just giving my real world advice of what happened with banks, trying to, feeling a false sense of security that like, it's American banks. They're not going anywhere. They're American banks. And, now we have a whole thing that they probably teach in school called the United States financial crisis. And I'm part of that experience in the history book or something. But, Disney is safe. I don't think Disney's going anywhere. They own too many assets. If anything, Disney, if they have to, they have valuable assets and IP they could always sell off. That's another thing. Like in the Twitter underworld, whatever you want to call it, you see people talking about like, should Disney sell off Marvel? I don't know. Is Disney done everything they can do with Marvel? Maybe. I mean, we have a beautiful arc of Iron Man and of Captain America and all these other great characters. With Marvel, do we know that these new characters, these new things are going to work, that they're going to try in this next phase in Marvel? I don't know. Maybe they're better off selling Marvel. If you guys follow the Star Wars stuff, one of the things with Star Wars is there's supposedly a lot of infighting, of course. Matthew? No, I'm just joking. Poor Matthew. I think I jumped down his throat when I mentioned Star Wars in the Facebook group. It's still a bitter thing. But no, there's rumors of a lot of infighting. There's even rumors of possibly bringing George Lucas back. I don't discuss it because that just sounds like such a bizarre thing to happen. But is it possible? Maybe. Supposedly the rumor is that George Lucas is open to taking over Star Wars again if he has 100% control of Star Wars. So try to save that franchise and rebuild it. But it has to be done by George Lucas. So anything's possible. I guess that could happen, but maybe they would sell Star Wars. No, I don't think they're going to sell Star Wars. But Disney has a lot of IP that they could cut loose. So, they have ways of raising money if necessary. They have, we've kind of hinted or talked about it a little bit, the whole situation in China with Shanghai and with Hong Kong. I'm not an expert on that. I'm not an expert of understanding exactly how that relationship is with Oriental land and that type of thing. But from what I understand, they can sell their stake in those parks, but still be paid for the IP of those parks. So maybe that's something that's coming down the road, a way to raise money. So August 4th is a big deal. I think we're going to hear something on that conference call. There's going to be a lot of questions, I'm sure. Mulan should be released to Disney Plus, or they should do a world premiere. Yeah, Matthew. I think maybe that's what they could do with Mulan. I don't know. But then maybe they just know, maybe they already have the data and the numbers and they know that it won't raise enough money. They just won't raise enough revenue or whatever to do a $20 buy on Disney Plus to get access to the movie. Maybe that's why. I don't know. You know, Disney are the king of marketers. They have the data. They know their numbers and what they need to do. So maybe that's why they've just postponed it indefinitely. I guess Mulan is a movie that whether it comes out this year or another year from now, it doesn't matter. Like it's not time sensitive or something. So I think maybe it's just in their interest just to hold on to it. Just hold on to it and just release it later once there's a vaccine and once theaters are back operating like normal. Mike says movies, Disney Plus parks are part of the entertainment customer experience income section on their P&L. Okay. The stock and company will take a hit for now, but it'll come back threefold when the virus is under control. Yeah, Kathy, I mean, it should. It should. Again, everything hinges on a vaccine. As long as there's a vaccine, Disney should skyrocket along with many other companies, especially travel companies. But, excuse me, the only downside or only bad thing I can see is like in that phase 3, if for some reason they're like, vaccine doesn't work, or the antibodies that people developed, it didn't work, it didn't last or something. But I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, I'm not saying that Disney's in trouble. I think Disney's going to be fine. I'm just playing like the devil's advocate of like, what could go wrong? The only thing I can think that could go wrong for Disney is if they can't get a vaccine in a reasonable amount of time. I don't know what Disney would look like if this went on for 3 years like this or 2 years like this. Like if they're still trying to get a vaccine, I don't know how they could operate at this low, like in this way. I don't know how a lot of companies would go this long. Companies, I don't know. Disney wasn't built to operate at this level, or didn't grow and expand to operate at this level. Matthew says Disney should not sell Marvel. It's a cash cow. I agree. The only thing is, and I think the argument that some people are making about Disney selling Marvel, which I'm not saying to sell it. Believe me, I'm not. I'm just bringing it as a discussion. But Marvel had such an awesome run through the first few phases. And since we don't know if Iron Man is ever going to return or if, Chris Evans is, I guess he's done. He's not ever coming back. And so what the movies are, the movies that were slated or whatever, there's some people that just question, like, is this next phase of Marvel going to be able to be the cash cow that it was when, you have Robert Downey Jr. leading it, or Chris Evans and Captain America and stuff? I don't know. I have no idea. But maybe that's why some people look at it as like, sell it while it's hot. I don't know. Disney should sell off Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Tokyo Disney Sea. That's what Matthew said. And maybe that's their plan. With the issues going on with China, with like a brewing Cold War. I mean, look, we're shutting down each other's embassies, or consulates, I should say. I guess they're not full-blown embassies in Houston, but whatever, consulate, whatever you want to call it. Important government, this piece of property belongs to China. We're giving it, and they're kicking us out, we're kicking them out. Or we kick them out first time, they're kicking us out. That's an issue not only for Disney, but just for a lot of American companies. I mean, you've got these ties to countries where in the future or already you're starting to have a government that's hostile towards those companies. Maybe they will have to sell off and get paid a licensing fee or something for the IP of using a Mickey Mouse at those parks in China. Mike agrees with Matthew on that, on selling off those. I don't know that they would ever get rid of Tokyo Disney Sea, but I don't know. I don't know enough about Tokyo Disney Sea, not going to lie. I just know it's supposed to be beautiful. The vloggers and people I've seen that have gone there say it's like the most gorgeous Disney park in the world. I want to really go and see it one day. Maybe once Baby Marie's a little larger, we'll do that. Disney could film, according to Matthew, I'll say it this way, Matthew, but Disney could film whatever they want and put it in a box, and it would sell if they slapped Marvel on it. Probably, I guess so, maybe. Right now, but, after 3 bad Marvel movies, is it still like that? Look, you don't want... Star Wars is still obviously very, financially viable or something, but Star Wars is in a spot of, where does it go next? There's no I don't know, like where does Star Wars go from here? That's why I was kind of surprised. Like there's a confirmed trilogy, and we've got a movie. We even have release dates for the start of the next Star Wars trilogy. And I think Tiger Waititi, I hope I'm saying that his name right. He's the one that's writing the script for it or whatever. So they have something planned for Star Wars. I was just be something brand new, but essentially Star Wars is going to have to start over again. In a way, I feel like Marvel is going to have to do the same thing and start over, and. Where Star Wars was before Disney got its hands on it to where Star Wars is today, I guess maybe, I don't know the financials of it, maybe Star Wars is probably more valuable today just because of what it is, but going forward, what is it going forward? I don't know. And maybe that's what the situation is with Marvel, where Marvel just went out on this huge high with Infinity War and with Endgame, and where does it go from here? I don't know. Let's see. So Matthew said there's a lot of exciting films coming out in the next phase, even without Captain America and Iron Man. I know, well, I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I don't know exactly. I know there's another Thor. But I guess he's not going to be Thor or something. I guess Natalie Portman is going to be Thor. I don't know. Like that's questionable on the. I see a lot of people that are a little concerned about what direction Marvel is going in. They have like a lot of people are very. I'm trying not to get divisive on this, but obviously the last Star Wars trilogy with Disney was divisive. It split the fan base completely. There's no doubt that the Star Wars fan base is split, and I'm kind of on one of those people that wasn't very happy with the trajectory that Disney sent Star Wars into. Whatever, I'm a grown man, so it means this much to me. It means this much to me. So this is like very first world problems. Let me say that first. But I think the thing with Marvel is are they about to go in a trajectory that some people that weren't happy with the way Star Wars was kicked off just now, are they going to be, splitting the fan base of Marvel, which definitely don't want to do, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't want to dive into that stuff too much, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about when I talk about Star Wars fan base being split, and if Marvel's fan base ends up splitting. Marvel has pretty much, in my opinion, done a pretty good job of keeping their fan base united, I guess, would be what I would say. So I don't know in this next phase, some of the stuff I've read is that some people are questioning some of the titles and some of the direction of where Marvel's going. No. Speaking of that, I see Matthew said about the Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers filmed a bunch of really bad DC movies. The Snyder Cut is coming very soon to HBO Max, isn't it? That'll be interesting. Yeah, the Game of Thrones guys, I think, Matthew, they lost their hand with the way they wrapped up. Was it season 8? Is that the last season? 9, 8, season 8, 9, whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, I think the way that that was handled probably hurt them for their running to be able to do their trilogy for Star Wars. And Rian Johnson is just a whole nother issue. I think that, again, when I talk about how the Star Wars fan base is split, which I don't want to go into too much, but if they want to try to bring the Star Wars fan base back together, kind of like how Mandalorian has done a pretty good job of bringing that half back over to watch Star Wars again, I think giving Rian Johnson a trilogy would probably upset a lot of people. I don't know. Like his version of Star Wars upset a lot of people. I don't think there's anything wrong with not bringing it back. I really don't. Like, bring someone that's going to be just a pretty neutral Star Wars guy that's going to write a pretty good script and let it run, Ryan, I'm sorry. Christy said, I hope they don't delay Avatar 2. It's delayed, Christy. Avatar 2 is delayed till 2022. But you know what? I can't remember when was it supposed to be this year or next? I guess it was supposed to be in 2021. I'm assuming it got pushed back a year. Avatar 2 has been delayed so many times. When was it supposed to come out originally? Like 2015 or something? I don't know. So they're doing the arc where Matthew said they're doing the arc where Jane Foster became Thor in the comic books. Okay. Here's something. Bring back Mickey Mouse and the gang animated movies. Yeah, you know what, Mike? That would be the financial boom home run, I think. If they did like a Fab Five feature-length movie. Throw it in the theaters, make it awesome. Fab Five, feature-length film, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck on the screen. I'm not gonna lie, I would prefer the old school animation too. I'm not a big fan of the modern Mickey as much. Like, give me Mickey from 1998 or something, or 2000. I could definitely get into that. So it was episode 8. Yeah, episode 8 of Game of Thrones was, yeah. My whole thing, man, with Star Wars, with the Disney trilogy, I just feel like there's just no story. I don't even, if you ask me, what were those movies about? I have no idea. I don't know. It's hard for me to put it into words. I don't really know what those movies are about. There was never a good villain. I feel like the Emperor was just something that was thrown in there because they felt like they had to. There's just no arc. I don't know. I don't like how they did Luke Skywalker. I didn't like Han Solo getting killed like that. Didn't like seeing the Han, Leia, and Luke not ever come together on the big screen. That stunk. I'll be honest with you. I probably can't find anything positive about those movies that I really like. I can't tell you how many times I've sat down in front of the TV with Disney Plus and got ready to turn on Rise of Skywalker, and then I just can't because there's nothing I want to see. Star Wars ended for me as of right now with Return of the Jedi. Not gonna lie, that's it. I was young in the prequels. I was really, really little during the original movies, so that's about as far as I'll go. I like my prequels. I like my original Star Wars, but I think the stuff Disney did looks cool on screen. Galaxy's Edge is fine, but they're probably movies that just aren't made for me. I'm a 40-year-old guy. I don't think Disney Star Wars is made for a new generation, a much younger generation. They're not meant for me. If they were going to make a Star Wars movie for my age group, it needs to be more of an adult Star Wars probably. It needs to have more of a dark side, more of a villains. I thought maybe there would be a Darth Plagueis or something, and there could have been, but see, that doesn't appeal to young children, and Star Wars has usually been appealing for young children or whatever, and it's. Yeah, I don't know. That's my thing. I could probably go on Star Wars forever. Rogue One was okay. I liked Rogue One. It was okay. I'll give Rogue One it was okay. I've watched it a couple of times. No memorable characters, though, for me from Rogue One. The story is cool. And I think the story for Rogue One is cool because they just it's got Darth Vader in it. If you never showed Darth Vader in that movie, I probably wouldn't have any interest. I'd just be honest, that's probably what it saves. And Darth Vader was a bad A in that movie. He was a tough guy in that movie, so I really enjoyed that. But in the Han Solo movie, I watched it in the theaters, haven't watched it since. Didn't care for it. It was not a movie it's Harrison Ford. I don't know, he's Han Solo to me, so the Alden Ehrenreich, I can't say his Alden Ehrenreich, however you say his name, not for me. I don't know. I'm glad that a lot of people enjoy these movies. I'm just saying I didn't enjoy them. They're not for me. I just didn't care for them. Mandalorian is cool. I enjoy Mandalorian. It's simple and basic for me. I haven't rewatched Mandalorian. That's one thing I will say about. So here's the thing. So old school Star Wars. I can't tell you how many times I've watched those movies. No idea how many times I've just sat down and listened to the soundtrack of John Williams. But The Mandalorian, I've never gone to rewatch again. There's nothing there that I really want to rewatch. It's just it's an easy, simple show. There's no controversy to it. It's just it's just a simple Star Wars show, which is fine. But I've never gone to rewatch it. I'm just a bitter Star Wars guy. I think it's generational. I think that's what the problem is probably with Star Wars. Is it's generational. If you really grew up on Star Wars as a kid. So I had the little action figures, the little toys, the play sets, all that stuff. And then I was in my early 20s during the prequels. So still very impressionable at that time. Impressionable as a kid, impressionable in my early 20s. Those movies to me are so fundamentally different from what Disney put out. It just never felt this. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. It felt like another type of movie. I didn't feel like there was any connection between what Disney put out and what existed in the prequels and the original movies. And Maybe they just need a different writer. Maybe Taika Waititi is awesome. He did the Thor Ragnarok, which I super enjoyed. So it's not that it's over or anything. Now I will say this, because here comes my two little babies, with baby Marie.
Thank you.
I am super stoked to watch Star Wars with her. To show, as she will watch all the movies, we'll watch the prequels, the original trilogy, and the sequels. Mm-hmm. And I think she's going to enjoy them so much. So I'm not like some people will just rant and rave about how much they hate Star Wars. I don't necessarily think that I hate Disney Star Wars. I just don't think their movies meant for me, which is fair. Not every movie is meant for everybody. It depends on what audience they're going for, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to watch a movie probably on gardening. But there's people out there that would love to watch a movie about gardening. So that's my take on those. And it's probably the same thing for Marvel. I love Iron Man. I don't know. It's a cool. I love Robert Downey Jr. Again, it's a generational thing probably. I just like the actor. He's awesome. I might not like what Marvel does next time without Robert Downey Jr. Because it may be meant for a different generation, different group. That's why I thank God for things like YouTube and Netflix and the internet, where you can watch all of your favorite movies from the old days. Let's see. Christy said she stopped watching Star Wars after the originals too. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised, because to me they're just very different movies from the originals. Yeah, Matthew said because we saw Star Wars when we were kids. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's cool. Need to dig into. Matthew said they need to dig into LucasArts Games Vault. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know that much about it, but I know everyone's always talking about the Old Republic. Or no, there you go. You're saying it right here. Knights of the Old Republic, Dark Forces, Jedi Academy. Yeah, they have a lot of stuff to play with. I never read the novels or the books from Christopher Zahn. Is that Zahn? Those that came out not too long after the original movies. But I know like the synopsis behind those books. And I know a lot of people love those stories. Why those were not picked or chosen to use, I don't know. Maybe they will, though. Who knows? We'll see. Waleska Padilla says, hello from New York. Hope you're doing well up there in New York. Hope everything's going nice.
Hi there.
Say hello, baby Marie. Say hello. I hope I said your name. Padilla, I believe. Last name Padilla. Waleska Padilla. We've been going for about an hour. Timothy Zahn, that's it. Yep. Have you read those books, Matthew? I'm curious. Mike, there are so many cool things in Walt Disney's vault that could be brought out. Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly. I never really thought about it. Why don't they do like a Fab Five movie? Why don't they do like a full movie, animated movie of Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Minnie Mouse, Goofy and Pluto? Why? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you like that? Mm-hmm. You would love that. I know I would. Why don't they do those? I mean, I think it'd be awesome. And they'd be great. That would be hard to screw up. It would look. Can you imagine how beautiful it would look on the screen? Mm-hmm. It would look so nice. Give a lot of animators something to do. You know how much passion? I can imagine, like, if you're an artist, how much passion you would have for making that movie.
Drawing those characters. That you turn on for baby.
The Clubhouse, Mickey, Disney Jr.
That old characters, right?
Yes, but I don't like the way they're drawn. That's a new way they've been like doing their art, Mickey, over the last couple of years. I like the older style, the more like retro Mickey, like up there on the fireplace. Oh, yeah. Hard to believe that's like retro now. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Kathy says, Susanna, you look great, and how are you feeling?
Oh, thank you. I'm feeling very good. I mean, I feel good. Just with baby all the time, all day, all night, at home. Thanks God, everything is okay. The most important, that healthy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
How are you feeling, baby? Good. Okay. I'm like mama, like baby. This has been going for about an hour. Yeah. Was there anything else really I wanted to touch on? I think we kind of summed it up. We talked about HHN. We kind of delved off the path and talked about the financial crisis. And no, I don't think Disney is. I just want to make it No, and I don't think Disney is Wachovia Bank about to go bankrupt. No, I was just kind of like, playing like devil's advocate about what could happen with them. But none of that's going to happen. We're getting a vaccine here soon. I predict we'll have a vaccine by January.
Yeah,
I'm going with by January.
Yeah, I think it before January. I think in the end of year.
I hope so. I would love
before Christmas.
Oh my God! If we could have a vaccine by like October, but then we could enjoy Halloween, enjoy Thanksgiving, and enjoy Christmas and New Year's. Yeah. That's it. You know what? If they can vaccinate us and know that we're safe, and give us our holiday season, that's a deal. I'll take it. Yeah. I'll take that. Take that. I'll do whatever I got to do as my part. If I got to help drive a truck to deliver vaccines, I can drive a truck or something. I'll drive a truck. I'll do my part to get the vaccines out or something. But yeah, that sounds like a plan. I want my Thanksgiving, my holiday. I want my holidays, darn it. And I know you guys do too. We want to put this in the past. We want to get back to the parks. I should say that. Okay, so Matthew said that they put Timothy Zahn novels in Legends, which I know is a very controversial thing in the Star Wars community doing that, but because Chewbacca died in the books and they wanted to use Chewbacca in the movies. Matthew, I'll bring this up too. Have you heard, and some of you guys listening to this, have y'all heard though, I'm sure y'all have if you're into the Star Wars rumor mill and stuff, that there's a rumor that Disney may actually take their trilogy and put that into Legends. Have y'all heard that? How crazy would that be? I could see it maybe. I really couldn't. But it's, anything's possible in 2020. But there is a rumor out there. There's a YouTuber, and the name of this YouTube channel is funny if you're not familiar with it. But for you guys that are Star Wars fans and that you guys like to delve into like Star Wars inside info and rumors, the name of the YouTube channel is it's a silly name. It's probably not. Look, we're a Disney Family Channel, whatever. But so I'll just say the name real fast. It's a silly YouTube channel called Doomcock. And Doomcock, if you're not familiar with him, it's funny. He wears like an alien uniform. He claims to come from the center of the earth. He's got a great shtick, like a great character. His character is Doomcock. He wears the robe. He covers his face. Nobody knows what he looks like. He supposedly has Star Wars insiders at Lucasfilm. And so he's been talking about all kinds of crazy rumors. One being that possibly the Disney trilogy would be thrown into legend status. Basically like a retcon of Star Wars, which, maybe. I don't know. Another one is George Lucas coming back to direct the movies and rescue the franchise. So if you want to enjoy those, that's always like a fun little thing to do. Go check his channel out. Watch some of his videos on Star Wars. You might find it interesting. The guy's just got a great character anyway. And if you're as bitter about Star Wars as I am, then he gives you someone to feel bitter with. Like everybody needs like a, what do they say? Like people, I forgot, there's a saying that like people that are, misery loves company. That's what I was trying to say. Yes, there you go. He's a good one for that. What else we got? R.A. Salvatore, who wrote the novel, got death threats. Oh my gosh! Wow. When Baby Marie gets older, you need to read her The Kingdom Keep. So Christy said, when Baby Marie gets older, I need to read her The Kingdom Keepers books. I'm not familiar with those, but I will definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah. She's going to. This is going to sound silly. I'm assuming Kingdom's Keepers are Star Wars books we're talking about. And yes, I look forward to having reading time with her, especially if it's something Star Wars related. It sounds fun. Mike says vaccine. He's thinking mid-November. I'm with you, Mike. I'm with you, buddy. I'll see you in line to get the vaccine. I'll race you to the front of the line. Me and Mike will be racing to the line to get our stick in the arm. I hope it's just a simple stick too, nothing too dramatic. Yeah. Matthew said he's heard that too. It's a fanboy rumor. Yeah, I mean, it's a bizarre one. It would be absolutely bizarre. I don't see that happening. But wouldn't it be funny if it did? So anyway, well, I guess then. Yeah, I think that's it. I wanted just to basically talk about HHN, and we'll find out what's up. We'll find out what's up with Mickey's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas. Assume that's canceled. I mean, Yeah, I'm listening, honey.
Talk to you.
Did Baba say everything he needed to say tonight?
She's just surprised how you talking and not looking at her.
Ooh, we're gonna play now. Let's go watch Winnie the Pooh. You want to watch Winnie the Pooh on Disney Plus with Baba and Mama? She loves watching cartoons now. I can't believe it.
She said yes.
Okay. Well, that's what I think we're going to do, guys. We're going to end the stream. We've gone over an hour. This has been a lot of fun. Yeah, so we covered everything. And I wanted just to talk about Star Wars being delayed and Avatar being delayed. And I think that's just going to be the way things go. The other thing I was going to talk about, maybe we'll say that for the next chat, is Ample Hills Ice Cream. If you don't know, Ample Hills filed bankruptcy. They filed it back in like March. But Ample Hills Ice Cream at the Boardwalk in Disney Springs, that's done. They're not coming back. So anyway, whatever. That's not that big of a deal. So, guys, let's wrap this one up. Am I missing anything here? They are about. Oh, Chrissy said the books that she was talking about are about the Disney villains coming to life at night. Kingdom Keepers makes sense. Okay, very cool. Thank you, Chrissy. I will check those out. That sounds awesome. So, guys, hope y'all are all doing well. We'll see y'all in the next video, live stream. I don't know. Like I said, we're just still kind of staying home, not really going out too much. So it's hard for us to make theme park vlogs. And I miss the shopping vlogs so much. If you know where I would love to go right now, I'd love to end the stream, grab my camera, microphone, and head over to the Polynesian.
There's gift shop.
Yeah, what's it called? The Tiki Boutique. The Boutique. I would do anything to go to the Polynesian. Go to the boutique. I love that gift shop. And then go upstairs to the, what is the bar called out in front of Ohana? I always forget it, but the bar outside of Ohana, it's where they serve you the chicken wings, the dumplings, and basically everything else on the menu at Ohana's. The pineapple drink. November, Mike. You said November. I'm going to hold you to November.
Thank you guys as well that you come and talk with us.
Yeah, we'll do this. We'll try. Like I said, we're gonna try to do a couple of videos a week, at least 1 or 2 a week. Try to stay in touch. So, all right, guys, take care. Kathy, Matthew, Mike, Christy, all of you guys. It was real nice talking to y'all. Take care. Have a great one. Have a great week. We'll see y'all.